For a long time, whilst I was trying to grow my business, I said this one word a lot, and I was convinced that it really was going to help me. And actually, what it really did was hinder my growth, confuse everyone around me, make me really frustrated, feel overwhelmed and a bit distracted. And I just constantly felt really behind. And I think a lot of other people use this word too. I think the most difficult part that I realized when I was going wrong was that from the outside, it looked like I was doing really well. I was busy all the time. And people would give me feedback like, oh, you're smashing it. And, I see you everywhere. You're so busy. You're doing so well. But being busy and actually growing a sustainable business are two very different things. I didn't realize this one simple thing was just causing all the chaos until I completely burnt out. Hi, I'm Jenny Dougal, and I help solo service business owners with business strategy and systems for scaling their business without all the overwhelm and the chaos. Welcome to my mistake series, where I'm documenting some of the biggest mistakes I made that I know are really common as well. So hopefully you will get some takeaways from this and be able to avoid them and save yourself a whole load of time and stress. Because if you're trying to scale your business and you want to do it without the chaos, without the overwhelm, and actually gain the time freedom that you set it up for, the days with the kids, the holidays, actually being able to switch off and spend time with your family, then this series is definitely for you. So hit subscribe so you don't miss out. So getting back to where we were, the word that was causing all this chaos, the word was yes. I said yes to everything. Every opportunity, every idea, every collaboration, every networking, every client request, every can I just quickly pick your brain, every little favor, every random message that I thought or thing that I thought might just help grow my business. And I genuinely believed that saying yes to everything was making me a better business owner, that it was what I was supposed to do, that it was going to make my business take off, and that I couldn't say no to anything, because if I said no, I would miss out and I would stay where I was. I genuinely thought that, all of the saying yes would tell everyone that I was ambitious and motivated and driven and really just making things happen. But actually, all it did was take me away from everything that actually mattered and pull me further and further away from this actual goal of freedom. I'd start out my day with this amazing plan and I was going to be so productive. And within like 20 minutes of starting work, I was then just bowing to everyone else's priorities and none of my own were getting seen to. The kind of things that you'd be asked to do. Oh, just jump on a quick call, just replying to a quick message, changing your plans all the time, just squeezing things in here and there, just that you didn't have to say no. Even just agreeing to things that I really did not want to do, and they were not supposed to be part of my business, but there I was doing them, because I thought it would help me make that progress. And, when hindsight is a wonderful thing. When I look back, all I was doing was just keeping my head above water and spinning plates like there was no tomorrow. I could have like joined the circus with how much juggling I was doing. It was insane. It's kind of no wonder I burnt out. Nothing was really systemized properly. Everything depended upon me turning up and being switched on and having a really great day. But I like I'm in the process of getting an ADHD diagnosis. So, if you know anything about that, then you'll know, that it's hard to just have a really good day all the time, have a really good productive day all the time. So it wasn't working with how I work best. And it did force me into this shiny object syndrome so much more um, than I should have been. But it was so true. It's just what happened. Every time I saw someone doing something online and being successful with it, I'd immediately think like, oh, I could do that. I'd be really good at that. So then I'd go off down another rabbit hole, and there'd be another idea, and there'd be another offer, and there'd be, maybe I'd pick up a different platform, a different strategy. It's always somebody else's thing and the next thing, instead of what I should have been doing, which was actually focusing on building one thing properly. And that is the crux of what became so exhausting. But at the time, I just thought it was all part of being a business owner and that I was struggling to handle it. With a bit of hindsight and the whole realization and doing a lot of research and talking to other people, I realized that actually what I had been doing was causing the problem. And every single time that you say yes to something, you say no to something else, which is normally what you actually want. Usually you say no to your own time, your own focus, your energy, your own family, your own just inner peace, and especially the actual business that you want to build. So now, before I agree to do anything, I have check in with myself, and I'm like, does this actually support the life and the business and the goals that I'm trying to create, that I'm trying to work towards? Or am I just getting a bit of FOMO? I'm scared of missing out. Doing it because everyone is, which is actually totally the wrong thing to do. And those two things are very different things. So, it's just too true. Like, busy does not automatically mean successful. And that is what I have to keep in mind all the time. So if you relate to any of what I've just said, please do share this with somebody who might need to hear it as well, who it might help, because I really do think that so many more people struggle with this than they actually care to admit.